right, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome to our July Township meeting. Clerk, roll call.
Trustee Sewell. Yep. Stewart.
Here.
Ball.
Present.
Gunther. Atkinson. And Supervisor Cox.
Here. Okay, public comments. Got a few folks out there. If anybody wants to make a comment, feel free to step to the podium. If not, we'll move on to our consent agenda, items A through E. Clerk.
So from the last month, you have minutes, the budget hearing meeting minutes and the regular meeting minutes, and then you have the June reports from the assessor, the highway commissioner, and myself.
Motion to approve consent agenda items A through E.
Second that motion.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Sewell.
Yep.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes. Okay, next item on the agenda is the approval of bills. And I will say, I got with our attorney, and it was brought up at the last meeting about the bills being on the website, and so we got them up there. And so if you check out the collinsvilletownship.org, it's under the transparency, and each meeting will be up there, and you know, people can look at there just like at the city. The thing I do want to mention is sometimes you'll see a cost, and if it was me as a trustee, I'd be like, what in the world did they do at Schlafly's for $300? You know, and but reminder that that's not showing our income. So when we do these Volkswagen trips, we'll charge, say, if it's $20 or $30 a person, that includes their meal, and then we have an income. And I'll have a sheet that shows that next. But I just wanted to let you guys know that the bills are up there now. Okay?
Okay, we ready?
Yep.
Okay, under general assistance, expenditures for the month were $1,462.36.
Motion approved.
Second it.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Sewell.
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
Okay, under road and bridge, we had expenditures of $167,412.49.
Motion approved.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
Nothing in the road and bridge equipment fund, and the town fund expenditures were $108,423.39.
And that was just a little higher than normal too, because we paid 30% already on the construction that's going on, which is about $10,000.
I motion to approve.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Sewell.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
Finally, on the township senior center fund, expenditures for the month were $5,563.37.
I motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Sewell.
Yeah.
Stewart.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Okay, thanks. Reports by the officers and committees. So we have our highway commissioner. I know she's been very busy.
Yeah,
Kathy?
we've been very busy with the storms. We have been picking up a lot of brush. Our only option, because there's so much of it, is that we are having it hauled to, I can't think of the name of the place right now. They've changed names, but
Troy.
what?
Place in Troy.
Yeah, it's a place in Troy that they're taking it. We have to pay 75 cents or $75 a load, which is a lot cheaper than they charge for regular companies. We're keeping track of everything because there is a chance that we could get some money towards the storm. So we're keeping track. I've done it before with the state when FEMA stepped in one of our storms years ago. So I've got a spreadsheet and we're keeping track of everything that we're doing just in case we get reimbursement for that. Also too, we ourselves paved a couple roads. We paved Barbara Street, which we will get reimbursed for that from Madison County Transit. And then we also paved Fairlane Drive, which that will come out of our, MFT funds that are slated for road repairs that we've got extra money that they've given us. And, we have to use those funds by 2025. So, those funds will come out of that. And then we've got a couple more roads we're looking at paving ourselves, which that asphalt money would come out of those funds also. Beyond that, we got our gutter work complete on LaRosa Drive and Marion Manor. Chris Brothers will be the ones doing the asphalting on that. They're gonna also be asphalting Keebler. We'll be oil and chipping just one day this month. Trying to think what else we've got going on. Just a lot, but we've had 3 crews out on the limbs. 2 with backhoes and trucks, then our brush chipper with like 3 guys going through and doing it that way too. So we can get them as quick as possible.
Now, on this storm, I wanna make sure I get it right. Folks don't actually have to call. Are we just going through, or do they still
We
encourage
prefer
them to call?
calls because, especially now, because we've gone through a lot of areas, and I prefer calls all the time. We're getting calls now from people saying we haven't picked up their limbs, but they were never called in. If there's not a call in an area, I'm not sending them out there. So, diesel and everything's just too costly.
Okay.
So, if they have limbs, we encourage people to call them in all the
Yeah,
time.
and that number is on our website.
Yeah, yeah.
And then on a normal time, it's usually on, is it the twice a month?
We start the 2nd and 4th Monday of every month.
Okay,
It's the day we start and then we go till we get them done.
okay.
But, with this, we've picked up, of course, if we go to an area and we see them, we get them.
Right.
We're not gonna tell them you gotta call before we'll come back. But, if, like I said, there's been people that'll call and said, you haven't been here in a month. Well, you haven't had anybody call in that area,
Yeah.
we're not gonna drive all the township
Okay,
to pick
sounds
up.
good.
So, but that's about it for now. We're just really busy and,
Great.
I got one question. We don't have any damage from any culvert areas or anything to worry about?
no, we never got any, the biggest damage from the storms was trees.
Wind and
down.
trees, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thanks.
Uh-huh.
I got my stuff in 6 days. Gone.
Okay, move on
We'll make sure that extends next time.
to trustees. Any comments?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. I'll move on to the senior center. There's actually quite a bit here. First, I'll just start with this, and Trustee Gunther brought this up, and it's actually a good idea, and we're gonna start doing this once a month as well. But I meant to do this before the bills were handed out. And this will now start being a part of your package. I didn't get it a part of this. Now, this doesn't match exactly what is on the sheet because I don't want it really from meeting to meeting, but rather this will be from month to month because we always meet on the 2nd Tuesday of each month. But what it shows the beginning balance of our breakfast/lunch fund, what we spent on food that month, the deposit amounts for the month, and then our ending balance. And I wanted to make this super simple. And she has all because when we first started, when we sat down, it was like 3 pages. I'm like, this is too complicated. I want it simple. We have all the backing information that we vote on, but this is super, super simple that anybody can read this. And it's good for me and all of us to track this as food prices have risen and stuff. But the good thing is, I know we charge very little for our food, $4 for lunch, but those $4 do add up. When you have, on Thursday, we're gonna have probably, I would say upward of, and that's $5, over 130 people here. And so we'll make some money that day. We're not here to make money, we're just here to make sure that we serve the community, and if we can break even, that's good. So you have this every month, all right? So that, I wanted to get that out first. Also, we started on construction, as you can see. What we're doing is we're still open every day of the week, but we decided not to do lunch on Monday and Wednesday this week. Those are our slower days. On the other days, we had pre-made some chicken salad, which was great today. We're ordering in fried chicken on Thursday, then we'll have muscatoli on Friday. And we're also doing the bathrooms around there. And so we're gonna have a little co-ed action going, so, for this week. And so hopefully everybody gets along.
Hopefully
So, we had a big 4th of July party, which was really great. It felt really good. Big shuffleboard tournament. We went to Springfield. I don't know if you saw, we're going to Busch Stadium in the morning, and the Cardinals Museum, and they're loving these trips. They're filling out so fast. And one thing we did in the Volkswagen, I don't know if it was just kind of spur of the moment. I was here, and it's very sad, but our biggest volunteer, I think I told you guys about him at our annual meeting. His name was Jerry Christopher. And the man was amazing. He was here every day, but Wednesdays, that was the day he golfed. But he seemed in great health. He would pick up everybody's tray. He would fill their drinks up. He suddenly passed in his sleep. And so anyway, I came up and we, a big group of us, I said, let's get in the Volkswagen, let's go to the funeral. So we all went up to the funeral, and the family was very, very happy to see us all there. But what I want to do is and I'm probably going to work with the city of Collinsville. I know they do an event at C3 Awards, but he did more than just here at the senior center. He did a lot for the food pantry, and he was just a great person that I wish there was more people like that. And he was very adamant on, even there was a little tip jar. Those aren't for me. I know, Jerry, make sure it's not for you, but it's all volunteer, and he loved the people and he loved what he did. But I want to have every year a Jerry Christopher Award, and it's for the Volunteer of the Year Award. And that's what I want to do as a Collinsville Township. And we'll have some.
When will we give that award out?
I'd like to do it at the end of the year. I'd like to coincide, and I'll see if the Collinsville, and maybe the Chamber, I know the Chamber has a lot to do with the C3 Awards, but I want to call it the Jerry Christopher Award because he needs to be remembered on the work that he did.
That normally goes on like in October.
Is it? Okay, well, I'm going to get with them.
Get with, when you have your conversations.
Okay, yeah.
You mention that because it's, you know, it's the school.
Yeah, and it's
city,
awards for,
and it's the chamber. But
yeah.
I'm sure that.
And if they can fit us
township
in.
can be added in.
Right, if they can fit us in, that's great. If they can't, we'll have our own event. But what I'm saying is, I just want to make sure, and his family, I had already promised his family that we were going to do that in his memory. So anyway, that's what's going on here at the Senior Center, and I'm really excited of all the progress, and you're going to start seeing it here in the next couple months. Clerk?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay. Nothing under old business. Under new business, it's approval of the resolution in the support of the Collinsville Sunrise Kiwanis Club, including the donation. And there it's for their golf tournament. We've done it in the past. And Kiwanis does a lot of good stuff in our community as well. So I thought it would be good to support them.
Motion to approve resolution 2023-R11.
Good.
It was good.
It was good. It's like a horse
I'll
track.
second that.
Okay. Roll call?
Trustee Sewell.
Yeah.
Stewart.
Yes.
Ball.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Okay, yes.
Felt like I was at a
Lastly, want to give you a couple of updates. When the storm rolled through, it was just kind of, I was actually in St. Louis. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I looked at my radar, and right when I got into town, it was just like my neighborhood trees were down, my fence was down, and then I got a call that, the roof had blown off, so I came up here, and one of our windows on the assessor side was actually not busted. It's a double pane, so the outside pane was busted through from the roof that flew into our parking lot. Clint was mentioning before the meeting, and I agree. I know your frustration because, like, I'm in the middle. I don't know if so let me back up and explain. So what it is we have a roof sitting in our parking lot, okay? I called up Road and Bridge, and I said, hey, can we, she's busy with our residents, and it's really not their responsibility, it's their insurance company. But Steve from Road and Bridge did help find us somebody who was insured, that's the kind of work they do. He had that big semi truck. He was ready to come out there the very Monday, and my insurance says, hold on, we're not gonna pay for this, that's their insurance. So when I talked to their insurance, they said, we need a bid before this takes place, or we're not gonna pay for it. So, and I talked to the city of Collinsville, and I talked to when all this was going on, I talked to the village of Maryville and Collinsville, just making sure that everybody had their limbs that were gonna be picked up, and that we would be there if they needed help. If it would be financially or whatever, just let us know what's going on. They said they were fine, they were on top of it, but we are working together with getting these roofs picked up, because half of it is actually still on the city's lot. They moved it to the city's lot, and the same company is going to pick up both roofs. We're just waiting for the go from the insurance company. But if they're still, I talked to our insurance today, I would say by Thursday was my deadline, because I wanted to go on by this weekend. If they're still not, if I don't hear back from them, I think we just move it, we pay it, and we figure it out
Bill.
later. Yeah, and just figure it out later. I just want you guys to know, because if I was a resident, I'd be like, what the hell is that still sitting there for? You know, I'm frustrated too, but I also don't want to put the taxpayers on the hook for something that's not our fault. I want to.
I would get something from the insurance company that, okay, we're hemming and hawing, but we will make sure you guys get a check from us.
Well,
Once we do it, there's no incentive for them
to pay it,
worry
I
about it
understand.
anymore.
Well, that's what we have Mr. Boker sitting at the table for.
Yeah, there we go. Do it. Right, and so
Maybe
it
he
shouldn't
should
be
call.
that hard,
Maybe
right?
you should call.
So I'm gonna try again tomorrow, and then we'll see where we're at. The limb pickup, it makes me proud, what the township's doing, what the city's doing, what Maryville's doing, that they're not charging the residents, we're all kind of coming together. And I think the storm, we had a meeting before this, it kind of showed where our weaknesses were with communications and things like that, and things that we can maybe get better at. But it's crazy when, like I said, I couldn't get a message out on Facebook, on my cell phone, that the senior center was open. But when the power goes out like that, and somebody's available just to open up the building, I plan to be open here, you know, and just a place to hang out, and, you know, we'll have some drinks out, things like that. If we have to order some food, we have to order some food. Lastly, I want to give you an update on the union negotiations. I'm really frustrated. I'll just be straight up with you. We have filed, I believe we're at an impasse. It was 2 months ago, I offered a response, and we've still yet to get a response back. It's frustrating because I don't want to like say too much, but it's just frustrating because our employees aren't really communicating with their union, and they don't. And I said, well, you have to, because you can't communicate with me, so somebody has to. The communication is completely broken down, and so that's where it's at. I want this to be over with, so we can just, you know, get back to work. And so that's where we're at. I think that we made a more than great fair offer. So I'm just waiting. We're waiting to hear back from, and it might take I guess the moderator would be the next. Yeah, that's what my emails show. But if anybody wants any updates or anything, just reach out to me, and I'll give you everything that I know. You know, so because I know that sometimes you hear things, but I'll show you exactly what's going on. So that's all I have. That's a quick meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
All right.
All right. Motion.